30 miles an hour, here's the national speed limit. Up to today, the most powerful car I'd driven was the 542 brake horsepower Porsche Panamera Turbo, where you could take yourself, your wife and children in luxury at exceedingly fast speeds. But what happens if you wanted to take the family dog? Welcome to this week, the Audi RS6 Avant. Welcome to another fast and fun video, and this week really fortunate and lucky to be able to drive and review one of my all-time favourite cars, the insanely illogical Audi RS6, a family estate car that has got a stomping 5-litre V10 engine producing 570 something horsepower. But that 570 something horsepower was not enough for this owner. So after a Miltech exhaust, some Bilstein coilovers and both an engine and gearbox remap, this barking mad RS6 is now dynoed at 715 brake horsepower. This won't be the most powerful car I've ever driven. This will smash and easily be the most powerful car that I've ever driven. In fact, it's quite an intimidating experience. This, in Audi speak, is the C6 variant, built between 2008 and 2010. And this specific one is a 2009 with a 5-litre V10 engine. Who doesn't want to own a V10 engine? Of all the RS6s, this is the one that I've always been drawn to, for the excitement of owning a V10 and for the potential financial disaster that could happen with owning a V10. Let's have a look at this mad, barking German estate car. Everything about the RS6 is stealth. It wants to act and look like a normal Audi A6. Large family estate car, luxurious executive car, and the only giveaway is the 2 letters and number there for the RS6. That's what indicates what lies beneath this bonnet. This wonderful V10. And if you go onto the side, these absolutely monstrously large alloys, 20-inch alloys, front and rear. In fact, the front brake discs are larger than my alloy wheels on my Mark 1 MX-5. Incredible. And those yellow calipers, six pot calipers up front, to hurl this car down from probably hugely fast, insane speeds. This weighs in at just under, well, full spec is, full weight is just under 2,000 kilograms, so it's almost 2 metric tons. So this is a heavy car. Modification to this car, so as standard, the V10s came with about 570 something horsepower, but this one's had modifications to its exhaust, the Miltech exhaust, has been fitted. It's had B14 Bilstein coilovers, and it's had an engine and gearbox remap. And otherwise, there's not a lot else to show you. Again, the subtle RS6 on the back, the exhaust coming out at both sides at the back, and that's it. And that's what's great about this car. It's just a family estate car. And if we look in the front, there's a few nice touches, especially in this particular model here. The RS6 between the dials, just showing you what this car is. This car interestingly comes with the carbon packs. It's got quite a lot of carbon, especially on the middle of the console, as you can see around the gear lever. Black leather seats. It's opulent luxury, to tell you the truth. It's what you'd expect from a premium German brand. M5, E63 AMG, they're all the rivals to the RS6. But what I find great is that the owner of this car wasn't happy with 570 brake horsepower. It just wasn't enough. And to get it remapped, and that's literally all it was from an engine point of view, remapped, and you get it up to this insane 715 brake horsepower. Wow. It is an absolute iconic car. I am so excited to drive this. So that's what it's all about. The roads are a little bit damp because we've had a little bit of rain this morning, so fingers crossed it all goes well, and let me take out what will be the most powerful car to date I have ever driven. Here we go. I've just sat for the first time in the RS6. Yeah, and it's just pretty much what you'd expect of a premium brand, large executive style car. This has got, say, the RS6 steering wheel, which is sort of flat bottomed steering wheel with sort of nice grips there for your thumbs. The simple layout of the dials, with your rev counter on the left and the speedo on the right, and it revs to about 6,500 revs. So not hugely high in the rev range. And then it's your typical Germanic build quality, really. Everything feels and looks nice. This one comes with the optional carbon fibre trim bits here. So you've got some on the door cards. All the sort of centre console pit is just wrapped in this carbon effect, as is on the passenger side as well. So it all looks what you'd expect from a sort of a exec type of German car. So in park, just a traditional. And there we go, this wonderful V10 kicks to life. This is, say, this specific one's 98,000 miles on it, but when you look around, it doesn't look like that. So here we go. Let's pull out and go for a drive. So what are the first impressions of this car as I just bimble my way through the forest at the moment and just trying to get to grips with it? So initial feel is quite heavy steering. Certainly quite weighty. Audis have always historically been for me a little bit dull and null in the steering department. Yeah, this just feels a little bit more lively. But again, it's quite a heavy feeling, which I kind of quite like. Seating position is pretty good, a little bit high than I would have liked, I suppose, and the seats just not quite got enough lumbar support for me. But again, it's probably orientated more on the long distance cruiser, rather than out and out throwing it down B roads. So it's probably horses for courses there with the driving position. Very quiet. I mean, to tell you the truth, you wouldn't know what's lying under the bonnet at the moment. Very, very refined. My initial impressions with the car with the RS6 is around having such a potent car in today's congested roads, there's no rationale or logic for it. Oh, wow. Yeah, through the corners you can absolutely say that it's a big car. Coilover's doing a good job, the Bilstein coilovers. I think the B14s, I think he said, but yeah, you're aware of the weight. So we've just been through town, stop-start traffic, 15-20 mile an hour, and it just drives like any normal large exec car from Germany. It's actually quite toned down, it's not very audible, the V10. It's very quiet, it'd be a very easy car to live with on a daily basis if it wasn't for the fact of the very poor MPG. The owner says he struggles ever to get into the teens with this. Obviously it depends on how you drive it. The owner has told me to take ESP traction control off because it can be quite intrusive. Must have huge confidence in my driving ability for that, for over a 700 horsepower RS6, for him to say that to me. But at the moment, traction control's absolutely on, and I'll see what it's like. Because that needs to save me not being my car. There's always that apprehension. So we're currently in we've just gone to 40. We've got a national speed limit coming up here. There's nothing behind, so I've just slowed down to 30 miles an hour. Just ticking along now, 30 miles an hour, and then when we get to this we'll see what it goes like. So 30 miles an hour, here's the national speed limit. Oh, oh my, I have gone all goose pimply. My whole body is I have literally, my legs, my arms, I have never accelerated in a car like that. I am literally, the whole body's goose pimply. That power is incredible. How any just under 2 tons this car, how any car of that weight can accelerate to that speed is incredible. The words don't sum up that burst of acceleration. Just back in another 30 now. I'm astonished. I'm shaking. That acceleration. Oh. On an auto route, this would just be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's sort of 40 miles an hour, so back off, 40 miles an hour there, and then kick it down, 60, 70, oh, you just, the noise, the ferocious, I mean, it defies physics, this car. How any car can accelerate this quickly and weigh the best part of 2 tons. This is probably the only thing, it's around about 1900, 1950. Some of the things he's done is just lowered a little bit, took a little bit of weight off. I think the Bilstein coilovers were slightly less than the standard. How RS6 owners drive cars without losing their licence, hats off to you all, because I'm not sure I could. So I'm making way back to my house and contemplating how I put a summary around what the RS6 has been like, what this modified RS6 has been like. And I've been struggling because as a family estate car, as a large family estate car, it makes absolutely no sense. It's illogical. There's no rationale for ever buying this type of car. No large family estate car needs 700 horsepower, never mind a 5 litre V10. But that's where I've got wrong. You see, I've looked at this car as a large family estate, and I know it's not now. This is a supercar, but it's a supercar where you can take the family with you, and the family dog, and their luggage. And then all of a sudden it makes perfect sense. 25k, possibly 20, will get you into a C6 RS6. And all of a sudden a supercar for the family? Now it makes perfect sense. I've just got to find a way of getting 25k. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, thumbs up, stay tuned. Another video coming up next week. Thanks for watching.